Peace, positivity, love, and prosperity. Welcome to the We Are the 99 podcast. This is episode 4. I got a very special guest with me today. Who do I have with me today?
Mark Palmer.
I have Mark Palmer from Palmer Heating and Air, man. You know what? I just said it in the second. Man, I'm going to have this guy on, man. I need to have him on for the one time, man.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So, let's get it started, man. What is Palmer Heating and Air?
Just a local HVAC company here in Bakersfield. Been in business about it's been my 9th year now. Been in the trade 26, 27 years. It's hard to keep count. From 98 is when I got into the trade. But no, just a small local company here in Bakersfield providing heating and cooling to the residents of this fine valley.
You know, and how many years you been doing that, man? So as far as I know you, I've ended up meeting you through a weed session because you ended up winning a local cup right here. You had that.
I used to grow.
Was it the Cinderella 99 or was it the Palm Cheesy?
No, it was the weed that won.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the strain of it.
You still have the trophy in the living room.
Yeah, I still have that stupid. It was Bakersfield's first Bakersfield session.
Yeah, it's a Bakersfield session, the original one, man.
It was totally unexpected, but I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, that was back when.
Okay, like 8 years ago?
Yeah, that was the industry's changed.
A lot, man, and not only the weed industry, but the HVAC industry too.
Oh,
right?
yeah, a lot of changes in the HVAC industry that people like me behind the scenes knows what's coming up, but the regular homeowner, they don't know what's coming down the line. There's a lot of changes going on. New refrigerant that's going to be that the states are mandating air conditioning companies use instead of, you heard the whole thing about, the old refrigerants and ozone, completing the ozone. Well, now they don't use that as a factor anymore. They use something called the GWP. It's called global warming potential. And
that's not even to actually, that is going to do it, potentially.
Yeah, the potential. So they don't even know if it really is. A lot of politics involved in it. But the new refrigerant is going to be flammable.
Flammable refrigerant?
Yes.
And, nobody would really know. I know, not even to say I know, man. I just be hanging around with you, man. But, for the most part, everyone would think refrigerant already was flammable.
Yeah, it is to a certain degree. It very much is so.
But is it harder to be flammable as opposed to this new gas, new refrigerant?
That remains to be seen, I guess. That's what's going to be coming down the pike. I had to take a special class to get certified to handle this refrigerant. And basically the spiel that I got in the class was, everybody relax, this isn't going to blow everybody up. But then they got some certain regulations, like for instance, I can't have one of these units next to a water heater that has a flame. You know what I mean? Because there's a potential, fire hazard there. But then I'm like, but it's not that flammable. Because they even told us in the class they filled up a whole house with this refrigerant and then turned on toasters and hair dryers.
I was like, what the hell?
And nothing blew up. But, they tell us it's not so flammable. But we'll see. I don't know.
It sounds like a safety precaution they're having right there.
Pretty much, kind of a cover your ass.
They don't really know exactly too much what it is either. And
there are a lot of, let's say, shade tree mechanics out there, and I think this is trying to weed those guys out of the industry. But my industry is always evolving, ever so changing, and like I said, a lot of people don't realize. The EPA, the local, the San Joaquin Air Board, they produce a tax, and that's what I call it. They don't call it a tax when I buy the equipment. Let's say you wanted a heater in your house.
Yeah.
Well, the new heater is going to be something called low NOx, first off.
Well, what is it called? Can you repeat that?
A low NOx type of heater. And it's just a different style of heater that has lower emissions that just heaters in this valley, San Joaquin Valley, they're required to have.
It's only us?
Only San Joaquin Valley.
What's the difference with it?
A lot of big differences. The main difference that from a technician standpoint is they're harder to work on and they're harder to diagnose because I can't physically see the flame anymore. It's all self-enclosed. And then it's such new technology not this winter, but last winter when we were having all the problems with it, I would call tech support, the manufacturer. And the tech support would be like, we don't know anything about it. It's brand new. You probably know more about it than I do. So, I mean, the one manufacturer paid me basically to take a unit apart to figure out what it was wrong with it.
Manufacturing.
Yeah, they're like...
So they didn't even know what they're doing.
Their tech was stuff to take it apart.
It seems like they just have people appointed like to certain positions that are paper smart, but they're not necessarily...
Oh, yeah, those people, they just... The tech support, they're just reading from, a script that they're seeing in front of them. They're not actually out in the field doing it. But anyways, back to the tax, a lot of... when I would buy a new unit, there would be something called a mitigation fee on the receipt. And it was like $400. And freaking what that is a tax that went to the San Joaquin Resource Air Board, basically. And
I didn't even know that existed.
Most customers that buy the heater don't know it exists neither. But you know what? I don't eat that. I pass that along to the customer.
Yeah.
Any new fee or any regulation that I have to incur,
you have no other choice.
I have no choice. You know
and that's why, because a lot of people think that HVACs, and let's even get down to that, because I don't even think I explained HVAC. We're over here talking about air conditioning,
refrigerants and stuff.
Yeah, let's get it down to the basic. Yeah, so what does HVAC stand for? What is that abbreviation stand for?
Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning.
So you do both air conditioning and heating,
yes.
Yeah, that's what HVAC stands for, man.
Heater guy in the winters, AC guy in the summer.
AC guy in the summer,
pretty
man.
Much.
And what do you personally enjoy more? You appreciate the downtime of the winter?
Yeah, I like the summer. I like the money. I like the go. I like the flow. You know what I mean? Wintertime, I have more downtime and stuff. Yeah, it's hard for me to relax.
I was gonna say, this isn't like you're just an employee at I'm sorry I cut you off. It's not like you're an employee at an HVAC guy. You are your own business owner.
Yeah, I'm the owner operator. I have an employee. I have employees. And what's funny is I laugh because I sound like every contractor I worked when I was coming up in the industry. All these contractors are like, you don't know how much I have to pay. No. Now I see the other side of the coin. As a
you have to pay insurance.
Oh God, yeah, insurance up the yin yang.
Yeah, because I know you always mention bringing it up.
Kinds of insurance. Yeah, crazy insurance.
That involves insurance for your employees. And the vehicles they drive, because you do have vehicles for the employees.
Separate. Yeah, I gotta have like commercial insurance for the vans. Yeah, separate than my personal cars. Yeah. So there's a lot of hands that that are out that it costs money to put the van in people's driveways.
It costs to be the boss.
Yes, it does. Yep.
And you have been the boss of your own company for about 8 years now.
Eight. Yeah, this will be the 9th year.
And what advice do you give to people that are, want to start their own business?
Well, any hustler, any entrepreneur, you're going to sacrifice some of your life to get your business, whatever it is, I think. You know what I mean?
Because I was going to say, your life is your business. Yeah. You are 24/7.
I am Palmer Heating and Air.
You know what I mean?
One of the same.
It's always business running.
Same.
Always
24/7. I am one of the same. So I joke, if I ever stop working on air conditioning, stop doing HVAC, I'm going to lose part of my identity because it's really a big part of who I am.
Yeah. You have nothing but tools laying around the house. Tools, HVAC stuff.
Talk to guys that retire.
Multimeters.
They get into depression and all that kind of stuff. So.
Hey, and that shit's real too. Some people, their purpose in life is to be a hard worker. For a while, man, I didn't have a job for many years, and I took off out to Washington, man. Did I get that depression out of me, man? Because I finally felt like I had a purpose.
For real.
I finally felt like I had a purpose, man. And that was out there working on ships. It was short-lived, man, but fucking either way, it gave me a little passion, to keep going. And that's all I needed to get back to myself, and that shit ended up helping a lot.
Yeah, no, for real. But yeah, just you got to go 100%. If you're going to half-ass it, just work for somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't half-ass it if you're going to be an entrepreneur. I'm not even a successful entrepreneur, but I see that shit, I'm around successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Well, anyways, freaking, that's my advice is you're going to have to want it bad. You know what I mean? If you don't want it bad enough, then don't do it.
And every single year, you had a 5-year business plan?
Yeah, I started with a business plan. Basically, don't go broke.
that was the plan. Is don't go broke. You never had any quarterly plans. Okay, I gotta every quarter just keep on getting bigger and bigger.
No, not nothing ever really written down. Yeah, I quit my job and took out a loan and was just trying to stay in business those first couple of years. And the first couple of years are cool. It's almost like, the very first day was like, when you get up for Christmas and the toys and the excitement of Christmas, every day was like that for a while when I started running my own business.
That's how much you loved it?
Yeah, just this way it felt, you know what I mean? Everything. But there was like a scare, you know what I mean? I was always one stupid mistake away from having to go back to Stockdale Air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My old employers, which they're a great company.
I was going to say, was it hard to stay motivated? Like, all right, today I got to get up to work. Because I know a lot of people, they have their own businesses and you got to push them. You got to push them to do their own business.
I've always been a self-starter, so it was harder when I'd wake up and have to go to work for somebody else to wake up and go, oh, God, I got to go in there and go to work. No, ever since I've been on my own, I don't think I've ever woke up like that. I woken up knowing that I had a hard effing day in front of me. You know what I mean? Like I
get ready to knock it out.
A unit in the attic or something. You know what I mean? But now I've been doing this 9 years and have employees. I get to take my foot off the accelerator. In the beginning, it was just me. It was just me and another contractor, good friend of mine, and we would collab basically whenever one needed help.
Because both of you guys started your own businesses. Instead of working together, you guys started your own businesses.
We worked together at Stockdale Air. I left Stockdale Air before he did, and then he left a couple years later and started his own.
Yeah.
So
shout out to who?
Yeah, Rudy Iniguez Heating and Air.
I've already got 2 shout outs on my podcast.
No, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. Heart of gold, dude. Heart of gold. So in this industry, our industry's got a bad rap because there's a lot of like crooks out there. You know what I mean? You got
just like mechanics.
It is. You know what I mean? Because people don't know. I go and I tell them, hey, your flux capacitor is bad. They don't. You know what I mean?
And if they got the money for it, hey, here.
They don't know. You know what I mean? They have to go by what I say. You know what I mean? Now, you're free to get a second opinion and all that, but for the most part, people aren't going to do that. They want to be able to trust, you know what I mean, their mechanic. And just like my mechanic, other contractors that work for me, I got to be able to trust them. If I don't trust them, if I can forget it, it's not gonna work out. So I say I'm honest almost to a fault, where I've talked myself out of freaking work because they didn't need it.
I was to say, okay, so you say you talk yourself out of a fault. What do you think with all these people getting these install your own ductless split system? Because everybody's kind of like doing their own thing. They say, oh, I've seen enough HVAC. I could do this on my own.
Yeah, they don't have all the tools that are needed for, they'll probably be able to get it started up, but it's not installed. A lot of people won't use evacuate the system, and you know what I mean? And a lot of those do-it-yourselfers,
DIYs.
Yeah, they're lower quality, but it's people's houses, and if you want to do that, knock yourself out.
You just said that.
I'll come fix it when you're done.
Okay, you just said that the DIY ductless splits are usually lower quality.
Yeah, I don't
they're cheaper because they are cheaper in a sense. You think, oh, I'm saving money.
There's a particular brand called the Mr. Cool out there.
Yeah,
they're junk. It's junk. So you want to get it. But the wonderful thing about the internet is you can get whatever you want.
Just doing a little promo for the page because I didn't do one on the last one, but I need
to buy anything off the internet. You can buy nice air conditioners off the internet. What you're not getting is a warranty. You won't get any type of warranty on it. So it's the biggest thing.
You won't get no warranty. Fucking. And then at the same time, you're the one installing it. If it fucks up, it fucks up. Yeah, that's it.
If I supply the equipment and it fucks up, I'll fix the equipment. If you bought the equipment and it fucks up, you get to buy new equipment. I'm not working on customer owned installed. Yeah,
I was gonna say I remember in the summertime because that's the last time I had to hit you up for something to get fixed at my house, man. You were a lifesaver, bro. I was going through all kinds of shit in my life at that point. And the AC went out in that hot-ass summer, man.
I remember that job. No, we replaced the blower motor.
That was on my birthday, too.
We replaced the blower motor. And then it wasn't long after that, the compressor took a shit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that was an unfortunate series of events.
Yeah, my dad's like, what happened?
Yeah, it looked like I did something to it.
I'm like, nah, Dad, you fixed one thing, but sometimes it's just like a car. You fix one shit and another thing will fuck up shortly.
That blower motor going bad could have effed up that compressor.
But then later on it fixed, and then ever since I haven't had a call,
So a
lot of people think, oh, just because I'm good homies with the HVAC guy, oh, you must get your shit done for free. Nah, the parts alone. I didn't even charge me my labor. I mean, your labor.
Yeah, I think I could cut you a deal on the labor. But yeah, I got to be a profitable business.
That part, because parts aren't cheap, gas ain't cheap, and I mean that as refrigerant. Yeah,
everything's gone up. Everything. Yeah.
How was the industry post COVID? Did COVID fuck with it?
Yeah. The supply chain. Yeah, we'd start to sell units and stuff when actually COVID happened. The biggest, I didn't stop. I didn't change any type of, I wasn't affected. I guess I was considered an essential employee or whatever.
Yeah, of course, bro. One of the most essentials.
But, so nothing changed as far as my operation. It was nice because everybody was home. So went for a long time where everybody I went to was home. But no, I would sell units and I would not be able to get that equipment because it wasn't available due to the supply chain being all fucked up. And it wasn't so much on 2020. It was a delayed reaction through 21, 22. And it's just now starting to get back to normal, 23.
It is getting back to normal.
Yeah,
I feel like
we're back to normal. But prices are still high on my equipment.
Everyone's gouging on everything.
20% increase in another 8% increase is coming in the fall.
For what?
Or for the spring for equipment. Because they're changing. They're going to go to this new refrigerant. So now they're not going to make equipment with the old stuff. Now it's going to be all the new stuff. So they're making everybody swap over.
I remember
they're still fixing the old stuff, but you're not going to be able to get any new equipment with this old refrigerant in it. It's all going to be the new refrigerant.
They ended up doing that with the cars too, right? What was it, R12?
Yeah, R12 was phased out right when I was getting in the industry back in the mid-90s. R12 was going out the door, and then R22, and then they told us, hey, R22's going to go out the door, 410A is coming in, and that happened. Oh, I forget. It was like the 2005, 2006 is when it really started to happen.
And what was the difference with the new fucking refrigerant they had?
Just pressures, basically, and then the new refrigerant uses a different oil that can absorb water more easily. So if you left systems open and shit, you could potentially fuck up the system because the oil sucks in water, moisture.
Yeah, you can't have that mixture. You know, it won't mix either way. You know,
no. Water's a no-no.
Do you pass me the water right there?
You got it, man. Yeah, water's a no-no. Whoa, shit.
No, you good.
Let me get up. Let me keep this off real quick.
Yep. Sorry about that. Should have done this before the podcast, you know. But hey, we came in.
If I could power out on this shit. Anyway,
I'll say that we ended up coming in here, man, and fucking office was hot. You know, so you're the perfect guy that came in.
Ooh, she got cooking in here, man.
Yeah, I took out my fucking.
I use a deckless split right up here.
You know? Yeah. Oh, what would that be right here on top of
That's a supply vent right there. That's just a supply. That's where the heat's coming in. That's air coming in.
You know, that's what's always cool about going places with you, bro, because we've been
always checking out that
we be doing that.
I do that all the time. Know? I go into a restaurant, new restaurant, something, I'm always checking out.
What was it? We went to Jimmy John's the other day.
Yeah, I'm always checking out
they had their shit right there. And,
anybody, it's an industry, it's a trade deal. So...
yeah, I remember when...
drive-by places. I worked on that house. I worked on that place. I worked on that place. Yeah, it's a trade thing.
Yeah, I remember when I used to fucking be into firefighting in high school, they used to tell us about like all the sprinkler systems, and then I started looking into that, and then as time went by, now sprinkler systems are required in houses, new ones.
This trade has taken me to some interesting places. Lancaster Crime Lab, I worked inside there.
Oh, sorry. Lancaster, I should have gave you this one.
Lancaster Crime Lab was in there. That was an interesting spot. Worked in a couple mortuaries.
Okay, all right. So since we're on that topic, all right. So the mortuary, that place was like some of the most interesting places.
One time there was a call for a business that was down the street from the shop that I worked at, and it was during the heating, so a blower motor or something, so a unit overheated, and when they could do that, they could smoke quite a bit. So the smoke alarms went off. The fire department was out there with their big ladder going up. And sorry. I know. I'm sorry, brother. Sorry.
Hey,
I thought I put that on
silent.
On silent.
Hey, no, that's good. Imagine if I was willing to.
Hey, let me call you back. All right. It's all right. Bye. Sorry. Anyways, get back to the story. There was one of the Kern County fire trucks with the ladder all the way extended up to the roof, and then the ladder access was closed, and the firemen let me use their ladder, their fire truck ladder. I actually got a photo of me on the fire truck.
What the fuck?
Coming down the ladder.
So they let you. How big was that ladder?
It was a big one. It was all the way
They're
up
usually
to
like
the
100 feet, right?
Yeah, they asked me if I was afraid of heights, and I'm all, no. So, not afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was one of the interesting times I got to, and then when I was coming down the ladder, I gave my phone to, they're like, give me a picture on this. It was one of the interesting times that freaking, the HVAC's taking me to some cool spots.
Some cool spots? Or what about the worst job you've ever done? Like the shit that just pissed you the fuck off?
No, some people, they do a lot of residential, so some people live.
Oh, that one lady that thought me and Ruben were the same guy.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Oh, at that one house. Yeah, that lady was. Yeah, you learn to deal with the public.
Bro,
you know
I thought I was professional and I thought I knew how to bite my tongue, but that lady, bro, I learned from you. Okay, that's how you be pro. She was coming at you. She was coming at you at every angle, nitpicking at you.
You learn to deflect, and yeah. Because that's what we were talking about.
She said, "Don't park on my driveway."
Yeah.
And then are you wearing? Do you got any booties?
Yeah.
If you're gonna come in my house.
And I didn't even need to go in her house.
Yeah.
Yeah. People.
How much is it to fix it? Do you accept check? Because she was everything, bro.
Yeah. She's nitpicking every little thing.
She's not like, is that the same guy that came here?
Yeah.
Like, no, no, we're dispatching.
Yeah, no. And I knew she's like, I dealt with her before, so I knew she was like that. So I was already ready for her. So.
I did not know. I was like, oh, what the fuck? She got me by secret, but I kept my shit.
In this industry, I think I'm a pretty likable guy, and most people that I meet, even at Stockdale Air, I had customers that would only want me. They didn't want anybody else. They just wanted me. And anyways, but not everybody am I going to make happy. So you got to learn to get over that real quick. If somebody doesn't like you, I called a customer hun one time accidentally.
Hey, toots.
Yeah. But her dead husband, that's who was his pet name for her, so it upset her.
Shit.
Yeah, so I didn't fucking know.
Yeah,
my bad, lady.
Hey, you know what? That's just hospitality sometimes, but that sucks. Some people will twist it.
It's not professional. You're not supposed to do that.
I would say some people will twist it. So, that's just like the lunch ladies calling you sugar.
Well, and when I was younger,
hey, baby.
When I was younger, I really didn't get away with it as much as I get away with it now with all my gray. So now I get away with it a lot more. I get away with a lot more shit than I used to when I was younger.
Lucky motherfucker, bro. I don't even have grays. I'm just bald as fuck. I remember, bro, I used to be on acid. I'm like, this motherfucker has hair. He's old. I'm like, fuck. I'm young. I ain't got no hair, bro.
I know. But this is my customer just, bro, you're getting so gray. And I'm like, yeah, you've been with me about 15 years, lady.
No way. You've had customers that long?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been in business. Yeah, but I started at Stockdale Air back in 2005. And some of the customers that when I left, they followed me from Stockdale Air. Yeah, I have this one particular lady that,
That's dope, man. That's like by referral in a way. And people have referred you, man. That's another thing, too. You don't do no advertising.
No, a little bit in the yellow pages, but I'm going to be stopping that here pretty soon. Just be on the internet because that's the way everything's going. And 70% of my stuff is word of mouth.
It's been word of mouth, man. A Bakersfield's best kept secret till now.
Do people right, man. Don't do people right, and they'll come back and they'll tell their friends, and
tell their friends, tell their family, and usually that's
in cultures, and you know what I mean. We have a large Vietnamese something. Anyways, I did one job for somebody, and then they just passed my name around like fire, and then boom, 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 all around, and then like on next door and stuff. I guess I'm popular, and these are things that I don't even want. I don't even, you know what I mean. I just do a job. That's all I do.
Yeah, it's funny, man. All these years I've known you, man. I'm always like, too cold or too hot.
Yeah, they got a good. That's Holder's jingle. Yeah. They got. You know what? That's all I need is a jingle. So.
Hey man, we'll end up coming up with one day.
A jingle. I know. I don't know. I wonder how much they paid for that fucking jingle.
I was gonna say not only that, but
kill for a jingle, bro. Kill for a jingle. If any of your listeners out there can come up for a jingle, Palmer Heating Air, give me a call. We'll work a deal, bro. We'll work a deal. I need a good jingle, bro. I need a good jingle.
I just recently ended up seeing that show Detroiters, man, and that's all they do for a living, man.
Yeah, no, and there's like some guys on Facebook where they do a video and they'll like plug your name in it, yeah, and all that. And I've seen some business take advantage of it. But
there was some rapper I followed called G-Mac Cash out of Detroit, actually, and he would do that too. And there was some, I sent it to you. He had that rap, the heating ventilation.
Yeah, it was really, it was good. It was good.
You need an HVAC, call Palmer.
Yeah, he had a whole like rap. It was really well produced. So, but
treat your feet.
Shit like that. That's all I need. You know what I mean? But no,
look how far you made it without it.
Yeah,
you know, but it don't hurt.
It won't hurt right now. I laugh. I sit back and laugh at where I'm at now. I'm like, never would I thought way back when that I would have gotten to this point.
No, but you kept it going, bro, and I've been here to see it all.
And then in the beginning too, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get to the point, but I'm just gonna go. You just put one foot in front of the other, and you keep going. Keep your head down. You just go.
Yeah, and it was all gradual steps. It's not like you just fucking boom.
I'm still real paranoid about overextending myself. I don't want to. If I hire somebody, I want to make sure I have enough work for them. You know what I mean?
Because that's an issue sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
No,
currently, I'm going through that, man.
That's the problem of being a boss. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to take a loss to keep good employees that you have happy. Yeah. It's important, I think. You know what I mean?
Because that's another thing, too, retaining employees. Yeah. You've only gone one so far.
Then I've gone through a couple. Well, I'm on my second full-time employee, but I've had part-time employees and all that kind of jazz. But yeah.
You know, and it's cool because not a lot of people that manage companies, man, realize that like these are good employees. They just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my buddy. Let me keep my buddy in main office.
Hard to do that. No. It's hard
because now you're fucking up your business over your buddy.
First employee that doesn't work for me was one of my best friend's son. So when things didn't work out, but we're all family, so it's all good.
Yeah, you know, but you kind of
anything. But we have a different. My employee doesn't have a family connection or anything like that, so we have a different dynamic. I'm more.
And you learn to do that, you know, because
it's hard.
One thing we have seen is sometimes a lot of times business and family
is so hard. Not recommended.
You know, because. Entitlement comes, ego comes, you know, it's like, well, I've done this for you in all life. Like, okay, you have, but what does that have to do with this business? Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And then nobody's going to care more about my business than I am. And you got to learn to get over that and know that, you know, that my employee's not, you know what I mean? He doesn't care. I mean, he cares about his job, but he doesn't care about the business the way I care about the business.
Yeah, and I've even worked for someone that, he was on some crazy shit like that. Like, he hired people, he would pay them a little bit, but then he would say some slick shit all the time. Like, oh, you guys don't even care about this company. Like, bro, you make it hard to. You don't even pay enough. Like, why would anybody care about your company if you're being a dick?
Work environment. I'm a lot different than a lot of contractors. Even like some contractors you work for, they won't let you do side jobs, or they're really like anti-side jobs, where I'm not really about that. You know what I mean? If you use my shit on a side job, hey, give me a cut of it. You know what I mean? Cut me into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But how did I start my business? Well, by doing side jobs at Stockdale Air. That's how I started everything. You know what I mean?
And most people would feel like, oh, that's betrayal. How are you doing side jobs when I hired you? Like, no, you understand people need to survive.
Existing customer that I have.
Just don't step on toes.
Yeah, exactly. Don't step on toes. Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
That's pretty dope, man, because a lot of people, they feel like, oh, I already do enough just as having you hired. And like, you understand people need that extra hustle, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
What do people say? Something my income, supplement my income?
Yeah, supplemental income?
Yeah. So.
Well, any, like, entrepreneur will have several different streams of
revenue
income, and I be one of them. I have at least 2 or 3 different streams of income coming in, some small, some bigger, you know what I mean? But HVAC's my main hustle, you know what I mean? That's what pays the bills.
What pays the bills, man.
Yeah.
And that's That's something honorable, bad, because I'm like, shit, I need to get into that. You know, I need to get into a trade. I was happy where I was at, man.
You don't need to go to college, man.
No, you don't.
You can get a good job and have a good life and all that without going to college. My sister went, she's master's in early childhood development. She recently got out of her debt because it got forgiven by Biden.
Thank you, Biden.
Yeah. Think others don't have a freaking or paid off student loans. Anyways,
the slap in the face to everyone that couldn't.
I digress. Don't get me into politics.
I'm like, hey, I couldn't even get a fast food loan, and here people are getting it forgiven. I should have taken on that day, huh?
Telling you. Anyways, but she's a teacher, and she's, you know what I mean, or she's in education now. She doesn't have a class, but anyways, she went that route, got all that, and you know what I mean. She was in debt for forever, and I went to trade, man. I got into HVAC and fixed my first air conditioner, and boom. You know what I mean?
At what age did you get into that?
Oh, well, interesting story. You know what I mean? Not to digress too much into my past, but I was in California State Prison back in like 97, 98, 97. I was getting out, and I didn't have a whole lot of opportunities. Sitting there talking to my guy on the bunk right next to me, like, hey, what are you going to do when you get out? And I'm like, I don't think about
What were you in there for, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, sales of marijuana, which is basically fucking nothing now. Basically. I wouldn't have gotten arrested.
What year was this?
Oh, this is the 90s. This is back when Kern County was, if you're an addict, because I had a methamphetamine addiction. Mm-hmm. And I'm already high strung anyways. You can imagine me on methamphetamine. I'm already tightly wired anyways. That's what got me into prison. But it was always over pot bullshit. Sales of pot, cultivation, fucking possession. My first arrest was in 91 for having, I had like a 3/4 of a pound. But back in 91, that was like
3/4 of a pound is money.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers were getting killed for weed back then.
Basically, it was right when Seedless was coming out.
So
it didn't have no fucking seeds in it. Prior to that, the Mexican brickweed we get fucking...
It was everywhere.
Yeah, but, Mexican redbud, we called it. I would peel it apart. It would come this compressed, and I would just peel it apart. But you would take the seeds and stems and shit out of it, fucking...
And resell it?
Yeah, I was selling back in the early...
But you take out the seeds and stem and resell it?
Yeah, I was one of those people that... you couldn't get everything out, but I would take some out. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, those seeds were a trip. They'd come out black, huh?
They're all kinds of
like
seeds.
Super hard
everywhere.
And black.
And now seeds are commodity. You know what I mean? People are like, I want seeds. I'm like, shit, you should get in a time machine and go back there.
There was seeds. There was seeds for days.
So that's why I say kids now, they don't know the struggle of the stoner from the early... I started smoking pot in 1987, 88 in high school.
Do you remember what strains?
Mexican redbud, bro. There was no strains back there. It was either pot or not pot. It was either pot or oregano.
We get high a lot, and I'm all like, hey, try this, Palmer. Hey, try that. You're like, it's all the same. I'm like, no, it's not. This has terps, bro. Different terps.
Yeah, but no, the weed game's changed so much over the years. My God. You know what I mean?
Over these couple years.
I would never... if you would have talked to 1991 me, when basically I was in... school, I was really not doing a whole lot, but I never thought I would see marijuana or cannabis come as mainstream as it is now. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, so let's rehash. We were talking about you.
Yeah, we get off subject.
No. But we're good, though. We're good. So we were talking about you were in prison, and you were young, and this was in the 90s. You were in there for...
sales.
For sales. Yes. And where were you? What prison specifically should I ask?
I did my freaking my reception at Wasco, and then I was supposed to go to a fire camp, but my dental was so bad, but I ended up in a little CCF in Adelanto. Basically, yeah, where I did most of my time, and it was straight love there.
Did you ever run into any famous prisoners?
Okay, I was in Chino. For Chino Central, all right? And I didn't see him, but at the same time, Suge Knight was supposedly locked up in the facility.
The Suge Knight?
The Suge Knight. So we were coming from Yard or doing some transfer, and I was in Palm Hall. I was in the infamous Palm Hall section of Chino.
Where's Chino? Oh, that's Norco, down in LA?
Yeah, it's down in LA.
Okay.
Norco area. Anyways, so, and I didn't even know. I'm a kid, because I'm like 25 years old. So, but anyways, we're going down, and all of a sudden the guard stopped us and made us all face the wall and put our noses up on the wall. And then they were escorting some high power, and then I can remember the guy going, "Now bow down, motherfuckers." So I knew he was a big black guy. You know what I mean? Anyways, I was so scared I didn't turn around.
But what makes you think that was Suge?
Because it's the only motherfucker that would act like that, you know what I mean? That kind of power in there. No.
I would see him in videos puffing on cigars in there.
It was so crazy in there, and then you get a guy like acting like that in there. I'm like, oh no! Like I said, I didn't even turn around. I didn't even turn around. So I didn't. And you know what I mean? If I'd have seen him, I wouldn't have been able to point him out to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was locked up when Biggie got shot, and then Tupac got shot. And
how was the news? How did you guys hear the news? Was it like, through TV?
Black people were devastated.
Just like when Nipsey got shot, bro. A lot Mexicans and blacks were like, yo.
I wasn't locked up when all that happened, but I remember. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait,
not really tension, but I mean, just the black community.
They felt that loss.
Yes. Oh yeah. You could tell he was like
they were held.
Yes.
So you were locked up when both Biggie and Tupac got shot.
Both, yeah.
And was there more reactions or more love towards one over another?
Tupac.
Because we're in Cali, we're in the West Coast.
Tupac seemed to affect people the most. Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy. I would not have thought about that.
Do you remember the LA bank robbery where the North Hollywood shootout with the bank robbers and stuff?
Yeah.
I was locked up in a day room with freaking 50 fucking inmates watching that go down on TV.
Live?
Yes, and you got cops in the background. You got this whole day room where the people are
just quiet.
No, we were cheering the bank robbers.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, fuck them up. Going crazy in there. It was just weird. It was just being weird. And why the cops are just kind of standing back watching it.
Not believing it.
We watched those guys get shot and go down and So, yeah, it was crazy.
That's crazy. And what year was it, North Hollywood? Fucking.
It had to be in the late 96, 97. I was locked up from 95. It was in 95, 96 to 98. So it was 20 months. So
I was going to say,
I don't know the exact times that I got in and out, but I went back for a violation.
While you were in there, that was when basically you started planning, I'm going to do this HVAC shit.
Yeah, it was just a spur of the moment when I got out, and then the local college had a class on it, and...
Well, the local college was like Bakersfield?
No, Antelope Valley College, because I was in Mojave.
Okay.
I'm a desert rat, not from Bakersfield.
Not from Bakersfield.
Yeah,
but we both love Bakersfield, man. I'm not originally from here either.
I claim Bakersfield. I've been here since 2005, so I hate the fucking desert. Sorry.
I've been here since 2009.
People complain about Bakersfield all the time.
They
and
do.
I'm like, bro, grow up in Mojave and complain to me about that.
Hey, man, what is there to do for fun out there?
Nothing. Drugs.
Drugs and gangbangers, tweak, tweaking.
Well,
gangbang.
There's
no gangbang.
Back then, speed wasn't demonized like it was. We didn't know. You know what I mean? We didn't know how bad it was. Just like fentanyl is like taking over.
Yeah.
That's how it was back then. And then
you were in the meth epidemic, not the crack epidemic, huh? Because it's different.
It was happening right around the same time.
Yeah, different areas got hit different, huh?
Crack was more the 80s. You know what I mean?
Downtown LA, yeah.
And when I was selling methamphetamine back in my addiction, I remember I gave a guy to go get me. I was like a half ounce of meth or whatever. He came back with a half ounce of crack.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Anyways.
I remember when I was a kid one time, somebody asked for some meth from me. I was a kid, man. Somebody asked for some meth from me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, sure. But at the time, I only used to get coke, right? I was like, sure, I'll get it for you. And they requested it, right? I gave it to them. They're like, bro, I asked you for coke. I'm like, no, the fuck you didn't, bro. And because they started fucking getting all spun out, and they're trying to blame me, even though they were older than me. It's like, bro, you asked for it. I didn't,
Yeah. But it was academic. It ruled my life for about 15 years. It was a nasty little thing to quit.
What helped you get over it?
Oh, just you have to hit your low or you're done. There's no
was
other
your breaking point?
Oh, I just got tired of getting in and out of prison, out of jail. I get arrested.
That shit had you becoming a career criminal at one point?
I just wouldn't make the wisest decisions when I was on meth. You know what I mean? It clouded my... in the beginning, any addicts, it's a typical addict story, man. I would think I had control over it, you know what I mean? And I would use just on the weekends, and then it would start to bleed over. Dude, I did all this time in prison. I get out. Within 2 weeks of being out on the streets, after all this time in prison, I was using again. I was using again. I got locked up back again. About a year on parole, I get locked up again because my parole officer was on my shit. I would go test and then I would use again. And then I'd clean up for the test because they only test me about once a week. Well, she got on to me and she tested me back to back and nailed me. Anyways, damn. I violated and went back.
She knew something was up.
She knew something was up.
Was it obvious?
I had a job. You know, when you're a tweaker, it's obvious. You don't know.
You don't think it is. It ain't obvious to you.
I didn't think people knew, but looking back on it, fuck, I see pictures. There are not a lot of pictures of me back in that day. You know what I mean? But the ones I do see are,
because you know the story of it, huh?
Yeah.
I be feeling that way when I see my Snapchat memories, bro. I'm like, fuck. I don't even remember doing that, but...
You know,
yeah.
Even when, you know, I would deliver weed and stuff, I would go into a place or a couple of times where I'd see that the last time I seen somebody using it, like physically using it, you know what I mean? I was like, ugh. And then the van I bought, had an interesting story. It was a transport van for LA County or something, and we're taking the panels out to put the racks in for the bins, for the refrigerant parts and stuff, and we found a rig and a fucking gram of fucking methamphetamine, straight glass in the van.
In the van, and it was a prison van.
It was a county court transport van. So,
and you flipped that into your company van?
Yeah, well, into a company van. Yeah, my mechanic called me and goes, hey, I got a van for you. And I'm like, okay, let me see it. He goes, it's a passenger van. And I'm like, stop right there. I don't want it. And he goes, let me send you pictures. Send me pictures, and it's all caged out inside. So I said, take the seats out and put a van hitch on it, and I'll buy the motherfucker. And we call it the rape van.
The rape van.
Yeah. That's one of the vans. That's the van that's not marked up, actually. So.
Yeah, and I'll say, I remember, because you already had a couple vans, huh?
Yeah.
And right now, you're actually waiting on one.
Yeah, I've ordered one from Ford, and I get
Tell us
emails.
What's going on with that.
Well, the latest...
Brand new?
They're going to make it especially for me. I wanted, like, some options on it that, you know what I mean? And, so I just had it built at the factory, and they still haven't started building it yet. They're still...
Like, what is it that they're waiting on?
The side doors. I want a certain model with the side opening doors.
Oh, no, sliding?
I hate that.
You hate sliding doors?
You want to know why? Because I pee at the van. It's much easier for me to pee in my cup. So you ever see an air conditioner guy just standing by his van, just standing there? He's probably peeing. Don't approach him, all right?
I was going to say, why don't you ask the people to let you use the rest of the day?
I don't. It's too much of a pain in the ass.
It's kind of like
all they customers' bathrooms. Some techs will do that, but I won't ever do that. I won't ever. I would have to have a 2-inch grip on a 10-inch turd for me to fucking go and ask to use a customer's fucking bathroom, bro. Won't happen. So.
And then you kind of feel like, all right, if
I've seen technicians shit their pants before they went and asked for fucking to use their bathroom.
Oh no!
Yeah, a guy I work with, he'll remain nameless, but I was working with him on a job, and I'm like in an enclosed space, and he comes up to me. We just ate lunch, a greasy cheeseburger at fucking Carl's Jr.'s. He comes up to me and goes, I gotta go back to Carl's Jr.'s to use the bathroom. Well, when he walked away from me, you smell that baby shit smell? Yeah, dude. I'm like, too late for that, motherfucker. Too late for that. So, he come back about an hour later and said, he had to go home and take a shower. That guy is now a service manager for a big company here in town. Yeah.
Hey, you narrowed it down.
Yeah, you know what? If you were working with me at the company when that all happened, I would have told you about it. I have a big mouth.
At my last job, I ended up hearing that because they said that someone in the past job before, they're like, you're staying up here on the flight deck. Ain't nobody coming off the flight deck unless you shit yourself. Yeah. Someone took that to heart, and they said that you see just like running shit down their fucking leg. I was like, I
have a bucket in the back of my van that's for emergencies. That I will shit into that bucket.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, does it have the seat?
No, I just rock on it. Some people have the little pool noodle for fucking comfort.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Fuck that. If you're doing that, you're shitting in your van way too much. So.
Fuck.
But it's nothing like taking a shit in your van when it's 120 outside in that back of that van with no air conditioning.
Damn.
You think a porta potty's hot,
brother. That's just like a porta potty right there.
You think a porta potty's bad, brother. No.
Hell no. You know what, bro? I'll go take a shit at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that's you know what I mean? You can get into Carl's Jr.'s or something, you know what I mean? Or a Jack in the Box. So I've had some close calls, but not so much. It's getting harder as I get older too. So, but you learn.
And so. How long do you have an exit strategy with this? Like one day a retirement plan? Death, you said? Death?
Yeah, no, I don't really have. I don't know how many other Americans are out there, but my business is my retirement. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I've gotten down to where I'll probably own my house in the next 10 years, and I do have quite a bit in savings and stuff. But do I have a 401k or like a retirement? No. I do not. I should, but I don't. So my grandfather worked right up until his death. So
mine too. And he didn't have nothing to pass down to us, man.
I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't do this. You know what I mean? There'll be a time where I won't be able to go up and down ladders. Oh, okay. But
you're already using knee ointments and shit.
I'm getting old, dude. This sucks. And there's
another. You didn't used to limp before.
No, I limp like a motherfucker now. No, but I can still. You know what I mean? As long as I can still do it, you know what I mean. I'm gonna fight it. All the way. So, all the way. I'm not going to go gently into that good night. I tell you that much.
Good, man. Good. Because, man, at my last job, I had some dudes, like, well in their 70s. Stubborn motherfuckers. But that was the hardest working motherfucker.
Unless I get a sugar mama. It takes me away from, you know what I mean? So, any sugar mamas out there, I am available.
Hey, me too, ladies.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But that's, you know what I mean? Other than that, you know. The lottery. The one interesting part in my life is my grandmother won the lottery when I was probably in high school. Won about $13 million bucks. That was a lot of money back in like 1990. And
was that the California lottery?
Yeah. That was before you had to hit she only hit like 5 numbers. It wasn't as hard.
Because there wasn't that many people.
No, but I remember we were sitting around hoping nobody else got the numbers because then she'd have to split the pot. But it wasn't like crazy numbers like 200 million like it is now. It was only like 13 million, which is still a shit ton of money.
1 million I'll be happy with.
Oh shit, huh?
Yeah.
So, no, it changed the family dynamics. I seen kind of what it did to I had a pretty good large size family that was pretty much Americana, you know what I mean? Got together holidays and all that.
This was Mojave?
No, they lived here in Bakersfield. My main part of my family lived here in Bakersfield. And after that, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot of mixed feelings, bad. You know what I mean? Like my grandparents gave money to all the grandkids and stuff and all that. And like one of my uncles' wives didn't get a cut because she was married and they got mad about it. They ended up giving her the money. But anyways, there was just a lot of bad feelings. And when my grandfather died, my grandmother, oh, bless her soul, man. She was addicted to gambling, dude. She probably gamed.
Do you know what game was she? Slots?
Slots. Maniac, dude. And they were just like drug addicts, man. They were just like, it's the same thing that I was watching. When they were getting ready to go to the casino to Chansey or Tatsy or wherever they were fucking going, they'd be going out the door. Mountain. They'd be singing fucking tunes. Da, 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 da. They'd come home the next morning fucking pissed off, hungover, you know what I mean? Coming down off their gambling buzz. You know what I mean? They didn't do drugs. Gambling was just their buzz.
Their excitement. That's their thrill.
It was, and they would come down just like somebody coming off of meth.
And I've seen a lot of old people and young fucking chase that shit.
We estimate my grandmother gave millions to the casino. Millions.
You think she got it back?
Funny because in Christmas time she would get like the swag that the casinos would give you, like barbecue grill utensils and shit. She would give that away for Christmas presents and stuff. It was so funny. You get this Chansey fucking stuff.
Chansey fucking plates.
So funny, dude. Yeah, I miss her though.
So how did that really change you? You know, you said it changed the family dynamic, man.
Changed me greatly. Her winning
because that would be everybody's dream. My family member won the lottery, and she gave it to me.
That event, it's hard to explain. That event was the best thing that ever happened and the worst. Same event, same thing. You know what I mean? Because it probably propelled me more into my addiction because I had money.
Oh, were you already addicted before?
No, when she won, no, I was still in high school. I was probably just starting to smoke pot. My addiction had
Yeah, so you were like 18 as she won?
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, we did crazy shit, like the whole family. Like, and there's like 19 of us. We all went on a cruise. 19, yeah, because my mom has one sister and then 2 brothers. Mm-hmm. So 4 people, and then there's like
the kids.
Grandkids. So I was like one of like 19.
Oh shit! So and she split that evenly amongst y'all?
Fuck no. The kids ended up getting the lion's share of it. The casino and the lion's share. I got
what
about.
Is that?
I got
the
about.
Lion's share.
I got about. Most of it, lion's share, the most of it. I got a house basically out of it that I ended up selling later on for about $75,000. So, and then I lived off of and then trust fund money. So yeah, about $100,000 altogether. But
and then that went into your business too, though, right?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, when I sold the house, I used that money as like a bank account. Like I didn't have to borrow money from the bank anymore. I just borrowed it. I'll say,
so how was it the worst?
Because it propelled me
into addiction. You said
addiction, yeah.
How?
Yeah,
so if you don't mind me.
No, I just didn't have the same responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Because you had no need
At
of
that
work.
time, I had a job. I was working because I had a truck, and I was only 17, 18. So I still had a truck payment after they won the lottery. I didn't have a truck payment. So now I quit my job. You know what I mean? I just made all the wrong decisions after that. You know what I mean? I kicked myself for not going into the military. What the fuck, man? But back then, 4 years to me was like forever.
Forever, huh?
You know what I mean? At that point in time, but looking back on it, man, what the fuck?
So you would have gotten into the military?
Yeah, if I could go back and talk to myself, yeah, I would have went in the military. Just for 4 years, you get the VA, you get all that, just for the VA home loan. That would have been worth 4 years for me to go into the military.
Do you think they actually
grant that? I wouldn't have went down the drug path.
I'll say, do you think they actually grant that? Because, all the veterans out in the streets and shit, is that the VA that does it?
If you've been in the military, you get a VA loan, and it's a killer loan. It's like no money down.
For some reason, I used to think that it was an automatic house.
No, it's just a low interest loan. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
For the loan for my house, I had a FHA, and I had to put down like $8,000 or whatever, and I had a private mortgage insurance and all that shit for a minute until you have so much of it paid down and you get it taken off. But back then when I bought the house in 2012, that's when the housing crisis and all that. So
because there was a couple. There was a one of 07, which my parents ended up buying their house fucking when it was super super high, right before shit went to shit.
Yeah, and then they ended up but your parents didn't walk away from the house. They ended up eating it and then just paying it down and then and winning in the long run. You know what I mean? Yeah. Riding it out. So a lot of people.
And that's how people lose, huh? Selling it when shit goes bad.
Well, they were ready to give me a loan in 2008 for. There's no way I could afford that loan. There's no way. So I knew something was coming down the road.
I trip out whenever, because we talk a lot, man, and whenever you tell me, whenever you say, if I was to try to get a loan on my house now, I couldn't get it. I trip out on that because you say that as a successful businessman.
Yeah, yeah.
So why couldn't you do it now?
Well, no, you can get a loan. You're just going to pay more in interest. So that loan's going to cost significantly. With interest rates, just a 0.5 percentage point will affect you thousands of dollars. So we went. My interest rate on my house is 4, and now I think they're doing 7.5.
Holy shit!
6, yeah. But now back in the 80s and stuff, I remember when interest was as high as like 18% on these home loans. Yeah, so it's been crazy.
Yeah, damn. Crazy. But 18% on how much?
On the whole loan. Yeah, it's crazy way back when. But I think the interest rates are healthy right around 4 or 5%. You know what I mean? 2% is not really.
Not that much.
You know what I mean? The main thing I see going on now is, like I said, inflation. Who was the one that was talking inflation before it hit? Who?
Oh, yeah, Trump.
Me.
Well, yeah, you were. Yeah.
I'm like, get ready. We got inflation coming because they were just printing too much money.
Not only that, but shrinkflation. The whole EDD and PPP loans bullshit, that was crazy.
Fraud is what that was.
No, it was fraud, man.
Yeah. I didn't participate in any of that.
Me neither.
I wanted to, but I'm afraid of federal prison.
Yeah, I should.
So I'm just afraid of prison regardless now. Same. Not because I'm afraid of going, just because I got too much to lose now.
It makes a difference. Back then, you didn't. Wait, how did you not have shit to lose back then?
I didn't have anything.
You had that lottery money.
Yeah, luckily I didn't fuck that off. That's the one thing I didn't fuck off. So
yeah,
that's the only thing I did have. Well, it purchased me the house, which I was never homeless in my addiction. So I was able to.
Which is the difference because it's like you were a rich addict.
Yeah. That was a rich, I mean, for as far as addicts go. Because
there is such a thing that exists. People think that addicts are just bums. And no, there's a lot of closet
to
addicts.
make money, you know what I mean? I'd sell weed, I'd grow weed and all that, and I fucking got caught. And
Did time for it, and then once you did your time for it, you came out, became a successful businessman.
Yeah,
been a successful businessman for 8 years and going now.
Yeah,
you know, and your business is still growing too. You know.
Yeah, it's still growing, still doing good, man.
Right.
God willing,
man. So we got 5 minutes left, man.
5 minutes, man.
5 minutes left. Is there any shout outs or anything you know? Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my kids. You know, shout out anything. Shout out to the hood. Shout out my dogs.
Shout out to my dogs.
You know, Lola, Odie.
Lola.
She gonna listen to the podcast.
Oreo and you no. That's the one other big aspect of my life is my dog. So I do have a one daughter, who's 27, and I have a grandson who's 7 now. And actually, we live all together, so I have a multi-generational house.
Multi-generational house in 2024, man. How does that feel, man? Because that's almost becoming a dying art.
Well,
no, it's not even an art,
but pretty common that you know what I mean. Your generation is still living with the parents.
It is, man, and it sucks.
I'm a Gen Xer, so.
I'm gonna say it's not because we want to either. We can't afford it.
No, that's true. No,
you gotta be forced to get with somebody.
Either that, or you
can't
gotta hustle
single.
your fucking ass off. Yeah, it's a lot harder now.
Yeah,
no doubt.
And that's just way more easier said than done, man. Fucking.
No, I know. For real.
Because I'd be telling my parents, man, it's not the same economy as when you guys came over. You know, you guys had it nice and easy in the 90s.
It's not, but there's been pros and cons. It was tougher in other ways back then, so.
It was, man. But what do you think about our current generation? No, it's just, even the kids' generation. Remember I told you Generation Alpha?
Yeah. You know? I worry about it. They better start learning how to speak Chinese. I think China's going to kick our ass in the next 20, 30 years. You've heard me in my horror stories about, don't get me started on that. You've heard my prepper stories and all that.
No, and I fucks with that. I fucks with that because people are
if
not
I had the money to put a bomb shelter in my house, I would spend the money right now to do it.
What makes you say that?
Just the way the world's going, man. You got China, you got Russia, you got Iran. Those three linking up and acting stupid. And next thing you know, we're dragged in. I don't know, man. Look up World War II and see how all that started.
Oh, what was that movie? We seen The End of the World? Or Leave the World Behind.
That's spooky.
Yeah, when they were over here spreading different pamphlets of misinformation all over.
Think about what will happen if we lose the electrical grid for even 6 months.
Man, okay, so I hit you up right when Meta and our cell phones went down.
Yeah.
I mean, not our cell phones, because first it was the cell phones, and then it was Meta.
You won't have nothing. When bullshit hits the fan, there won't be nothing. We won't even have electricity.
Electricity will be gone. Communication.
Yeah, they'll shut down. Yeah, no, we'll be back in the Stone Age real quick, and it's real easy to do too. Doesn't necessarily need to be an EMP or anything. So you heard about Russia putting something up in space to fucking...
Oh, what was it? The nuclear bomb in space?
Stupid shit, man. But you know, that's mutual. They blow up, though. They blow up their shit too, though. So, you know what I mean?
Almost just, I feel like one of these dictators, they know they're going to die, and they want to take the world out with them.
I was hoping I would be dead before something like this would happen, but I don't think so. I think I'll still be alive. I think right now we're in a pre-war era.
It's Cold War for sure.
Not Cold War, but we're in a looking back on this in 50 years, we'll realize that right now we're in what I call a pre-war era.
You lived through the Cold War era, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it was a kid.
You remember yeah, exactly. No. So what do you remember of that?
Just that Russia and we didn't really get along, you know.
Did it feel like this?
No, it seems like things are crazier now.
That's why it's like real.
Countries have the bomb now. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time.
Russia really advanced so much within the past couple of decades.
Yeah, a dirty bomb. I worry about a dirty bomb being set off here. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
You ever read Tom Clancy, The Sum of All Fears?
No.
It's basically a book about some radicals that smuggle a suitcase atomic bomb. Not so much as to have the explosion, but it spreads radiation. And they take it to the Super Bowl in Denver and explode it. And the president and the vice president's there. And so, bam, you take out the chain of command just right there in that foul swoop and all that. It's just a crazy book of what shit could happen. So, but no, then this next war is going to be fought by cyber. It's going to be computer.
Oh, it's going to be different kind of warfare. Is going to change. Lasers.
It's not,
drones, go against communication, water, electrical grid.
So, but people, be prepared. You know what I mean? Be prepared to lose power in What will you do? You know what I mean? What will you do? You don't have any power for fucking 6 months.
I was like, y'all better
What will you do, bro?
I was like, you guys better heed Palmer's warning, man.
Think about it. Think about what you do. Have food. Have water.
You know, and it sounds like some crazy
to protect yourself.
It sounds like some crazy prepper shit, but nah, I agree 100% with you, man.
Like, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
It's better to be prepared and be wrong than to fucking, than to.
That's exactly right. So.
Yeah, man. But this has. I'm gonna end up closing up the episode, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming over, man.
Sorry to end up on such an ominous note. But.
No, I was like, you know what, man? I need to have you here on more episodes, man. If you're down, because this shit, man, you made this shit a breeze, man. Fucking time went by fast, way better than how it was last week, But fucking for real. Hey, either way, I crossed that bridge, man. So
hit me after summer. See how I.
For real, son, because you're gonna be busy as fuck.
Getting ready to jump. Getting ready to go. Getting ready to rock and roll.
All right, man. Well, this has been the We Are the 99 podcast, man, with special guests Palmer, Heaton, and Aaron, man. Thank you guys for taking a listen, man. I appreciate you all, man.
Take care. Bye.